Hello my good friends, nasikia nyinyi watu mnaogopa Mazda za diesel vibaya sana. But nyinyi watu mmejiuliza ni kwa nini Mazda waogopi kutengeneza gari za diesel? Ni kwa sababu diesel ziko na benefits zake. Diesel ni gari zingine safi sana. Mazda wamekuwa wajanja, they put all those specs that you want in a diesel engine. Ukitaka Mazda yote ni fully loaded, probability ya kupata hiyo fully loaded in a diesel is higher than getting those features in a Mazda petrol. For example, unaangalia kuna hii ni Mazda 65 diesel. Hizo ni za Mazda Axela petrol. Hii ni Mazda 65 diesel. Hii ni Mazda 65 diesel. Hizo ni za Mazda Axela. Sorry, Mazda Axela diesel. Ama acha nipitie huko nyuma so that you guys see that diesel ziko hapa na it's not a story. You see, ikiwa na Sky Active D technology it shows you that diesel. Ukiona tu imeonyesha Sky Active bure ama imeandikwa Sky Active G, that one is a petrol. So ukiangalia pale mwisho, we started with this one, imeandikwa Sky Active D, it's a diesel. This one is a petrol. This one is a 65 diesel. This one is a 65 diesel. This one here is a Axela diesel. This one is a Mazda CX-3. This one is a petrol. This one is a Mazda CX-3 petrol. Hapa this one is a CX-3 a diesel. This one is a CX-3 ya petrol. Now CX-3 za petrol zina baki kidogo as compared to the diesel ones. Diesel ones zinatembea kwa sababu diesel one iko na more features than the petrol. Alafu hapa mwisho you have a Sky Active D diesel. Now diesel Mazdas are very very good. The only issue wenye huwa mnakutana nayo ni history ya DPF. Hii history ya DPF, is it a genuine problem ama ni Wakenya tu mmeamua kuogopa because of a few things? So we'll talk about your DPF in a Mazda, alafu tuangalie what are some of the challenges new zinapatikana and what are some of the things that you can do to get rid of those problems za DPF. So first of all, you need to know that a DPF in all car engines, gari zote za engine, it must have a DPF. And a DPF is a diesel particulate filter. We all know that diesel is heavy, na ukichoma it produces a lot of soot. Now, the end byproduct of diesel being burnt is soot. So the soot has to go somewhere, and those soot are somehow harmful to the environment. So the DPF in a diesel engine, it traps the soot, it stores it somewhere, and then it is supposed to be burned off to the atmosphere through the DPF, and it is somehow released in a safe, what can I say, safer state. Yeah, so the DPF filters the exhaust gases. It filters, inatoa soot na harmful particles, inazistore hapo, and then as you drive about kila siku, it gets trapped in the DPF. And because it's the storage unit, we all know storage units at some point inafika mahali zinajaa. So what is supposed to be done is you clean your DPF. Now you're not supposed to clean DPF at wewe mwenyewe unaenda unatoa unasafisha hapo. What is supposed to happen is it's called a DPF regeneration. So there is passive DPF regeneration and there is active DPF regeneration. Now in active DPF regeneration is whereby the temperatures from the engine inafaa kuchoma the soot and the particles trapped in the DPF, and then it is released into the atmosphere. Now to achieve these high temperatures, to burn off this the soot which has been trapped in the DPF, the car has to produce a lot of heat. Okay, and getting this heat is your car has to be on for a while, or you have to be driving over long distances at high speeds to achieve the required temperature to burn off all these DPF. Now so hapo ndio mali unaambiwa kama unataka kununua Mazda diesel lazima uko unanunue gari kama wewe ni msi wa kwenda long distances, wewe msi wa travel from Mombasa to Nairobi, maybe Nairobi to Thika, and you should at least uko kwa highway mzuri yenye you can drive this car at a higher speed. So high speed over long distances, it will give you enough temperatures to burn off the DPF or the soot in the DPF. Okay, but sasa kama umenunua diesel Mazda diesel hapo, alafu gari yako tu kupiga maraundi hapa mtaani, at first haitakuletea mashida, you will enjoy because Mazda's the diesel specs ya Mazda wamekupea a lot of features. Ukiangalia 65 ya diesel, it gives you a lot of things as compared to a petrol one. Okay, so you'll enjoy your car for the first few days, alafu you realize the performance inaanza kupungua, acceleration inaanza kuleta shida. It is because the DPF is now clogged and it is preventing the exhaust gases from moving out. So what are you supposed to do? you do DPF delete ama DPF regeneration. Wakenya wanasemanga DPF delete, but it's not a good thing because ukitoa DPF it means all those harmful gases from your engine will be released into the atmosphere. That's not what we want. We want clean air. So what the engine is supposed to do through the computer's control units ya gari, it is supposed to now switch from active to passive. And the system now engages your engine to produce more heat or produce more power, and that is by injecting more fuel into the engine. So more fuel into the engine itamaanisha the engine will be combusting more fuel. At the same time, it's giving you more heat or high temperatures. It will also be producing more soot. So as the computer system is trying to get rid of it, it is even adding fuel to the problem. Okay, because more fuel is now being added to the engine, and that means more soot being released to the DPF. Okay, now what is supposed to happen in the real sense is DPF regeneration. The real word that's supposed to be used is DPF regeneration. DPF regeneration is supposed to be happening simultaneously by itself. As you drive your car, it's supposed to be happening. That's why you're supposed to be driving your car at high speeds over long distances to get the required temperatures. Now, if that does not solve your issue, then you are now supposed to go to a mechanic, watoe DPF yako wakusafishie, they put it back. Utoe wakusafishie, they put it back. Wakenya will opt for a DPF delete. Hii itakuletea issues with performance, itakuletea issues na engine noise na nini, all that. But if you do DPF cleaning, unapeleka pale, unasafishia DPF yako, inarudishwa. So what you're supposed to do to avoid all this is your driving style. Make sure kama unanunua gari, utafute gari ya kwenda long distances at high speeds. So ukipata chance hapo, wewe kanyaga mafuta, twende kazi. Diesel engine is supposed to give you that power. Okay? Chukua gari yako, peleka road trip, enda huko Masai Mara, go wapi once in a while. Si kila siku tu gari yako ni ya mtaani. Okay? Now, quality fuel. Chukua diesel ya high quality kidogo. It will not produce a lot of soot. Ukichukua low quality fuel yenye kuna uchafu mingi, itamaanisha you'll get a lot of soot in your engine. Okay? Alafu the third thing that you're supposed to do is your maintenance schedule. Make sure your car unaifanyia regular maintenance. Hata kama haijajaa hiyo DPF yako, enda usafishe. DPF haijajaa, enda usafishe. DPF haijajaa, enda usafishe. Lazima ukuwe mjanja. Usingoje engine yako ikwambie there is issue detected with your DPF, and then you spend the entire time crying about the DPF. DPF ni mbaya, DPF sijui nini. Kuna watu wanunua Mazda zao hapa and they are not complaining about the DPF. It's not everyone will always complain about DPF because they know what they are doing. Umechukua Mazda Axela because you like Axela, so kenda ukachukua Mazda Axela ya diesel kama ile pale. And then kazi yako tu ni kuzunguka tao, madem, unawapeleka kwa club, unatoka hapo unaenda kwa nyumba unalala. Monday unaamka unaenda job unarudi. Unaenda job unarudi. After some time you realize, gari yangu siku hizi it's lazy, I perform, inanikunya mafuta. Wewe hata una idea it's a DPF because you bought a nice looking car. Ununua gari fully loaded because how there are some things you are supposed to check. Now, to avoid all those problems, there's a diesel option hapa. Petrol one. Petrol, it gets burned off. The harmful gases from the petrol does not clog up your cars, whatever. Anyway, haina DPF kwa sababu it's a petrol, so there's no issue about thinking that it will clog what. Petrol iko safi. It's a bit lazy, but it is a good one. For example, kuna hii Mazda Axela hapa, this one is a petrol. Petrol haina features mingi. Ukiangalia kama hii seats are manual. VT pia ni fabric. No Bose sound system. But at the same time, the infotainment system in a Mazda is good. I think, Mazdas are good. Okay. Now, these are diesel Mazda CX-5. Wamekunyima everything else. Wamekunyima sunroof, wamekunyima leather seats, wamekunyima electric seats, no memory seat settings, but wameamua tukuhurumia, acha tukupatie a Bose sound system. So if you get nice infotainment pale, the quality of the music utapata hapa, utakuwa unafikiria about let me get an Android Auto ama nini. Mazdas ziko poa. Now, if you're going to buy a Mazda, make sure you know what you're looking for. Kama ni mtu wa diesel, you've been driving diesel cars for a long time, you know what you're doing. Wewe chukua diesel yako kama kawaida, take care of it, you'll get the best out of it. But kama ni msee umenunua gari for the first time, hupendi hustle, hupendi kufikiria outside the box, you just want to be lazy and drive your car to work and come back, chukua petrol. Petrol is simple, petrol is good. Yeah? Maintenance ya petrol pia si mbaya. But also I'm not saying maintenance ya diesel is bad. Remember, diesel engine is a little bit thicker, so it acts as a lubricant to your engine, which is a good thing. And also diesel engines are a little bit more fuel efficient as compared to petrol cars. So if you're thinking about buying diesel or petrol, you know what to do. Hit me up. We have a number of Mazdas. There are so many. There are so many others. Kama Prado imeingia sahi hapa. We have the cheapest Prado hapa. This one is 6.4 million shillings. Ni bei ya kuongea. Kuna Range Rover SVR. This is not very cheap, but as you compare it to other cars, I think this one is a cheaper version of it. Another Range Rover near 2016. So yeah, you can still buy this one here. Okay, there are so many other cars. Kuna tu Hilux hapo. And then on this side, I did a review of this Range Rover Evoque. Kama unataka ka range kadogo tu ya kutembea hapa na pale mtaani, ya kuzunguka tu mdogo mdogo without pressure, unaweza chukua hii. And then of course kuna hizi gari kama Nissan X-Trail. I'll be doing a review of this. Kuna X-Trail hapa full time 4-wheel drive. Alafu kuna hiyo X-Trail yenye ni hybrid right there. Wase watu Toyota Harrier iko, watu Honda Vezel pia wako hapa. Kuna Vezel hapa, kuna Vezel kingine pale, and then of course kuna the likes of akina Velfire and Alphard. This is a Velfire, it looks amazing, iko fiti sana, but it all goes down to taste. Unataka Velfire ama Alphard, and after all there's no much difference. So see you in the next one guys. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for more, and see you in the next video.